Hello again, this is Question Mark, and I am here on Strixhaven release day with a bundle of Strixhaven, which I'm going to be opening on camera for everyone today, and talking a little bit about the cards I open as we go. So, if you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I am primarily a commander player, so I'll be talking about them kind of from that perspective, so I don't know or care too much about if a card is good in standard or modern or anything like that. Oh, there's a poster. It's a small poster, but and a little discussion about the various colleges. Neat. Okay, because these things actually have been posters on the inside the whole time. So one could carefully try to peel this apart. Yeah, it's coming. There we go. Then you got yourselves a poster. So, it's a little something. Anyway, this is kind of garbage. This is where it's all at. Also, I just like having these things for a few reasons. One, just to put cards in. These are good storage. And two, I love these big dice. Look at this one. Wow. This one's like amber or honey or something like that. It's like semi-translucent. You can see into various depths inside it. It looks kind of gold in some parts. Okay, I love these big ones. Alright, that's great. What else we got here? We got... Oh yeah, okay, so we've got a basic land pack. We've got another basic land pack, but with an alternate art foil Archmage Emeritus in front of it. And Archmage Emeritus is actually an excellent card. I believe the bundle is the only way to get the promo version of it, this alternate art version of it. So I have a couple like little instruction cards on here. We're not going to need that. And then 10 packs. Alright, and I gotta say, I am excited about this set. I have a lot more Strixhaven coming in a few days. So this is 10 draft booster packs for today. I have a whole collector's booster box coming, plus all the commander decks coming. But one of the things I love about this set is the Mystical Archive, a collection of 63 reprints of instants and sorceries from throughout Magic's history, with new art, a new style altogether. I think they're beautiful, some of them are valuable, and good little spice to add to each one of these. Neilthorn Drake, cool. Square Up. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these cards are pretty good little draft cards. I did do a draft in Arena the other day, and actually had a good time with that. I went 4 and 3, which is okay. Like these. Okay, there's a lot of cards left here at the end here. That's nice. So the rare is multiple choice, which is neat. I actually expected multiple choice to be a Quandrix card, because it's like kind of math. X up here, if X is 1, if X is 2, if X is 3, if X is 4. It is in fact a Prismari card, because I guess there are multiple choice quizzes in every college. But this one's not bad. And my Mystical Archive card, my first one actually. This is my... No, I opened 2 packs the other day. But Village Rites, neat. That sees a little use. 1 black to sack a creature at instant speed and draw 2 cards. That's useful. I've got something else behind it though. A foil common. Okay. And then a just tip card. Okay. Yeah, I like to discuss value on these openings sometimes, but the set just came out. We don't know what a lot of these cards' values are, and even these reprints, some of them are hard to say exactly how much they're going to be worth. So I'm probably not going to be getting into that much, except that I don't think the Village rights or multiple choice are worth the price of a pack, but who cares? They're cool. And part of the reason why I even open packs at all is to just build up bulk in my collection and to help me build decks. And they always do that. Retriever Phoenix. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, learn.
Xbox, stop listening.
Oh, yeah. 4 mana, 2/2 with haste. Well, okay. As long as it is in your graveyard, if you would learn, you may return to your hand. Yeah, I don't know if this one's going to be making too many waves, but it's still neat. And you saw there Thrill of Possibility peeking out, which is a cool card. People do play it a bit, of course, because it is an instant. You discard 1 card and draw 2. That's not bad. And then an elemental token. Alright. I have a number of decks that I am brainstorming for this set. I'm thinking about a Killian deck. I'm thinking about a food deck with, I don't remember the guy's name, but the chef. A few others, maybe. There's a lot of potential here. Inkling Summoning is cool. Igneous Inspiration. Okay. Deadly Brew. Go blank. Oh, ooh! I was going to say, once again, we've got like a handful of cards at the end here, so I probably have a foil, but Tanazir Quandrix. That is one of the mythic rare Elder Dragons in this set. Let's see if I can get a focus on that. But, yeah, it's not bad. In the right kind of deck, of course. It doubles the number of +1 encounters. It increases your creature's base power and toughness. That's awesome. So, and nice to get a mythic rare. And then Memory Lapse is my Mystical Archive card, which is cool. 2 mana instant that counters a spell, and then the spell can be put on top of its owner's library. That actually can set people back a long ways. I tend to not like double blue counter spells because I tend to play them in like 2 or 3 color decks where I'd like to not be stuck on double blue. But this doesn't just counter the spell. It doesn't go to their graveyard where they might flash it back or jumpstart it or something, or they might be able to retrieve it easily. It puts it on top of their library, which means that they also lose their next draw to just drawing the same card over again. I kind of like that. And then the foil is Divide by 0, which I've been told you're not supposed to do. Let's see, 2 and a blue, return target spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater to its owner's hand, learn. Spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater? Okay, that covers a lot. Got a pest token here, but mana value 1 or greater and then learn. That card seems really good, actually. Almost everything has mana value 1 or greater. Or greater than 1. It's an instant. It effectively can counter a spell or bounce a permanent. Yeah, that card seems excellent. And then they don't have to say non-land because lands have mana value 0. And oh no, I can't hit an Ornithopter, but who cares? Wow, yeah, Divide by 0 seems really good. And then learn on top of it. I mean, of course, in Commander, that doesn't do much, but you could do a little something. Oh yeah, also there's this cycle of Prismari instants and sorceries that you can pay 2 mana and discard them to create a treasure. And then there's a lot of cards that allow you to like cast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard, or that cares about the mana cost of a spell in your graveyard, and then these things are sick for that, because you just get a huge high number that you dumped in the graveyard for profit earlier. So those are cool. They kind of set something up and provide some like payoffs for when you're flooded and stuff. Blood Age General, I'm curious about the lore there. Okay, we're on to uncommons. Start from scratch, do 1 damage. Okay, I mean, it's a source. Oh, it's a lesson, so those tend to be a little weaker. Shadewing Laureate. Records you control with flying dies. There could be a deck there. Symmetry Sage, I'm not a big fan. Dramatic Finale. Well, that's cool. 4 black-white hybrid for an enchantment. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1. Whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Yeah, this seems really good. This seems really good. Not sure what to do with it yet, but it seems really good. Aha! I was hoping to get some cultivates like this, because I have some upgrading to do. We all play cultivates, of course, and neat little treasure token. So, yeah, especially if I can get a foil one of those at some point. You know, I have this whole collector's booster box that I've coming after all, and I expect to get a lot more foils and stuff in there, but I got a Tanazir Quandrix, I got a Dramatic Finale. Might not get more of those. After all, collector's booster boxes don't have a lot of cards in them, just in terms of sheer numbers. So it's nice sometimes to just open some of these commons where, like, I don't know, maybe you're working on a learn deck and you just need to make sure that you have all these learn cards. You know, so. Mascot, Interception. Part of the Mage Tower game. You steal your opponent's mascot. Plumb the Forbidden. I know someone who needs that. That's the one where you can sacrifice a bunch of creatures at instant speed and then draw a bunch of cards. Who cares about the loss of life? Really doesn't matter. Especially in Commander. You build an Aristocrats deck, and this is amazing. It's like a mass Village Rites. It's not quite as good as one Village Rites for one creature, but remember, you can sacrifice one or more creatures. So if you don't sacrifice any creatures, you still draw a card and lose a life. If you sacrifice creatures, you get additional copies of this. So that's great. Accomplished Alchemist. Okay, this one's kind of one for the life gain deck, I guess. Because you can tap it for 1 mana of any color, but like at 4 mana, do you need to be ramping that much? I don't know. Taps for X mana of any one color, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. That could be useful. And we got a Doomblade. Okay, I don't play a lot of Doomblade in Commander anymore. Just because I mean, 2 mana instant speed removal is great. But I don't like it where it just works against certain decks and not against others. I don't like where I could be playing against a black deck and then just, like, the spell is blank. I mean, unless they play an artifact creature, the spell does nothing against them. So I tend to not play spells like that anymore, but it's still neat. And has uses in other formats, I'm sure. I had a good time with this in Draft. Wait, Silver Quill. Okay. First day of class. Professor Bear. She's brilliant, if a bit overbearing. Guiding Voice. I think this card's pretty cool. Just for 1 mana, you get a permanent buff to a creature, and then you learn. Tome Shredder's pretty good, actually. 3 mana, 2/2 haste. Cards like this used to be considered good when they had no other text on it. But this one you can also exile cards from your graveyard to get +1/+1 counters on it. That's amazing. Well, wait, what? Hold on. What just happened here? Did you see this? Common, rare. Because it's a lesson? Do we have a dedicated lesson slot in draft boosters? Because I just got a rare, and then an uncommon, and another uncommon, and another uncommon, and then a mythic rare. Okay. Let's keep an eye on that in the future. Do we have a dedicated lesson slot that can be rare? Blot of the Sky is pretty cool. So you can create X tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature tokens with flying. But if you pay 6 or more, you destroy all non-creature, non-land permanents. So that means artifacts, enchantments, planeswalkers. Not bad. Not bad. And Whirlwind Denial. Good counter spell. You can counter everything on the stack if they can't pay 4. I actually got a chance to use that in a draft the other day. I was like, haha, you don't win the game after all because I counter your spell. And then I checked again, and they did have 4 mana, and they paid it, and they won. So that didn't work out that time, and I cut it from the deck because turns out I'm not that good at counter spells, especially when they say counter it unless. I'm not that good at those. Especially when I'm desperate. Eureka moment. I also played this wrong twice in a draft. It's an instant. You can draw 2 cards and pull a land from your hand on the battlefield, but it's an instant, so it's a growth spiral, but you draw 2 cards. Our whole campus, Professor Zoology. Great. Oh, Dragon's Approach. Need more of that. Mage's Duel, Expanded Anatomy. Cool. Hey, there's Killian. All right, got my first Killian. I mean, it's an uncommon, so odds are pretty good. I'm going to draw more, maybe, but... Oh my gosh. Okay, Daemogoth Woe Eater is a 4-mana 7/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Oh, that's a shame. When you sacrifice Daemogoth Woe Eater, each opponent discards a card, you draw a card and gain 2 life. Dang, that's a big creature, though. Explosive Welcome, just does a bunch of damage. And this is another one that it discounts you. It gives you 3 mana back. That's nice. The rare is the Silver Quill Silencer, which doesn't do a whole lot in Commander. I suppose you can name someone's commander, and then if they want to cast their commander, they got to pay 3 life. But, like, they'll probably just do that if it's important. And then Eliminate. Okay. Neat. So far, nothing too mind-blowing from the Mystical Archives, even though that card literally depicts someone's mind being blown apart. Alan's Shield Mage. I like this card. I mean, 5 mana is kind of a lot, but I like a 3/3 flyer, and it's got a little defensive ability there. I like Ward a lot, actually. Quandrix Campus. I like the campuses. I think that in some decks, this is going to be better than those lands that enter the battlefield tapped and gain you 1 life, which I know a lot of people cut those from their decks anyway in Commander these days. We're getting kind of past that. But Scry, even for 4 mana, seems like a lot, but like, if you're stuck, this is better than nothing. It can help you get back into the action, get you back into spells if you're stuck. Essence Infusion, I kind of like, because 2 mana for a permanent +2/+2 and the lifelink. Bury in Books. People keep saying it's better than it looks because it isn't a 5 mana instant. If it targets an attacking creature, it's not 5 mana, it's a 3 mana, and you don't put it back in their hand, you put it on top of their library second from the top. That creature's gone for a while and replaces one of their land drops again, or one of their card draws, I mean. I Twitch. I like this card. I need more in Arena. Quandrix Apprentice is pretty good, or does Spear, I don't know what it does. Poet's Quill, well that's neat. Once again, I really like the idea of Learn. I would love Learn to kind of work in Commander, but it currently doesn't. And, well, I think it's unlikely that they're going to change it because I think it should be changed. But, oh, and then Negate. Negate sees some play, in Commander even. But yeah, so I think that sideboards are unfair when they can include literally any card in all of Magic, considering that you can have like Boil in there. It just like destroys all islands. And then that's not fair. No one would play Boil normally, probably. Or something that destroys all forests, or something that destroys all plains or something. No one would play that normally. But if you can tutor for it, and it's not in your main deck, replacing a normal draw and being a dead card, well then absolutely you play those, because it just wins some games out of nowhere. Or like destroy all green creatures or something, you know. So I think a sideboard is unfair if you can include any card you want in it, including your entire collection. Just having no sideboard, just your whole collection, that's unfair. And it's unfair if one player has a sideboard and another player does not. Because I've seen that before. I've like seen people try to sit down and go like, oh, I have a wish board. Is that okay? They've been like, oh yeah, sure. And then they do play something that's like an infinite combo, or I don't know, something degenerate out of it. Oh, Decisive Denial is actually really good. 2 mana instant. You can fight a creature or you can counter a non-creature spell unless they pay 3. At 2 mana, if your opponent has to pay 3 more, that's close to a hard counter. That's going to succeed most of the time. And fighting an instant speed, giving those 2 different options is great. You're going to see this in Draft. You're going to see this in Standard. You might even see this in other formats. I think it's real good. Draconic Intervention. I've lost a game to this before because it's a red board wipe in Standard. Lost in Arena again. As an additional cost to cast a spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana value. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. This is another one where the Prismari cards, where you can discard them to make treasures, is great, because it feeds right into this, and you could do 7 or 8 damage or something to all non-dragons. And then it's just a board wipe. So it's nice. Okay, that's the rare. And then, ooh, okay, Blue Sun Zenith. I mean, they upshifted the rarity on like every card in the Mystical Archive. There aren't any commons. At least there aren't any with the common symbol. They're all uncommons or greater. So then this one's a mythic rare, even though it was always ever printed at rare. But it's a pretty good card. It does see some play, and it's pretty. But yeah, there are some cards that have been upcycled or upshifted in rarity more than once, and I think that's some bullshit. That's not okay. If you want to say that Faithless Looting shouldn't be a common, it should be more rare than that, okay, that's fair. Want to be an uncommon? Fine, I understand. Want to make it a rare? Well, now it feels like you're just milking people. Because they are. They absolutely are. To use my example, the Pledge Mage is actually kind of good in Draft because you can give flying or lifelink. There are times when one is really good, there are times when the other is really good. I saw someone's land lose a heated debate the other day because it was turned into a creature and then it died. So somebody debated a land and it died. I also did a big play the other day where I accidentally didn't lose. I thought I was going to lose because my opponent had a flyer. And I just pumped my creature just to like cast a spell and I was going to forfeit. But then my creature gained reach and I forgot that it said that text on there. And then I blocked it and it turned out great. And I lost the next turn instead. So. Okay. Oh, Mentor's Guidance also I think is surprisingly good here. Because 3 mana sorcery, you scry 1, then draw a card. Okay, that's bad. But you copy it, you get to scry 1, then draw a card, then scry 1, then draw a card. If you control a planeswalker, a cleric, a druid, a shaman, a warlock, or a wizard. That's a long list of things. I mean, blue decks, clerics, druids, those usually aren't blue. Warlocks, shamans usually aren't blue either. Planeswalkers can be blue, wizards can be blue. And if you're doing multicolor decks, of course, you could have a, I don't know, blue-green druid deck. Yeah, that's a blue-red shaman deck, sure. This card, I think, is good in some tribal decks. Anyway. Rutha's kind of neat. She's the Prismari student. She copies things. Thunderous Orator, I've seen be wildly different. Sometimes it's a 2-mana 2/2 that kind of doesn't do much. Other times it gains every dang ability under the sun and wrecks people. Flame Scroll Celebrant. I've heard good things about this in Standard because the two sides both they don't complement each other so much as like there are situations where you play this side and it's good, and there are situations where you play this side and it's good, and they are not the same situations. So like This one, whenever an opponent activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, this deals 1 damage to them, and it's a 2/1 for 2 that can fire breathe, kind of. So that's good in some circumstances. Other circumstances, this thing's basically silence. 2 mana instant, your opponents can't cast spells or activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities this turn. So I've heard speculation that in Standard this could be really good because it fills 2 roles on 1 card. Oh, there. Wait, what happened here then? What did I do with the uncommons? Oh, okay, I messed up this whole thing. It was literally the last pack, too. Okay, well, I'll just shift these over. And yeah, that is the last pack of my Strixhaven Bundle. I got a Snakeskin Veil in here, which actually I think is underrated. People saw this, I think, as a common combat trick, but 1 mana instant put a permanent boost on a creature, +1/+1 counter, and a temporary hexproof. So this isn't just some little buff or some little combat trick. It is a counter spell and a permanent buff at the same time, where you can really bluff someone out with it because you only have 1 mana, and green normally doesn't counter spells. You can place it in a green-black deck, a green-red deck, and people won't expect it. You can protect your commander, make it bigger, make it stronger, protect it from this spell and the next one they were going to cast, or ability. This card's actually kind of good. Just saying. Anyway, that is my bundle. I mentioned before that I have the Collector's Booster Box coming. I'll probably be here Tuesday. I'm going to open that on camera, and that should have a lot more shininess to it. I look forward to sharing it with y'all. Till then, take care.